I just would like to first introduce the first speaker, Dr. Mufti Yousuf Khan, I believe from Pakistan. As you may see his CV in the website and in social media, he has a lot. So I just would like to skip the introductory session, and I just would like to invite him to the microphone. His speech will be about beyond ingredients, unveiling critical processing areas in halal auditing. So, Mr. Mufti, the stage is yours, the microphone is yours. Please go ahead. You do have 15 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidil Anbiya'i wal Mursaleen Nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Respected panel, listeners, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today my topic is quite different. I usually trying to share the critical ingredients with the industry regarding the Sharia perspective. But this year I got the opportunity to share some experience, what we learned from the last 15, 17 years during the audits. And during that, another thing is during this year, assessment from Pakistan National Accreditation Council, there was one clause and they raised the observation, and Alhamdulillah, it was answered, but that point actually pinned me to share this to the world as well. As you can see, today's topic is unveiling critical processing area in the halal auditing. So, first we need to clear our mind that during the halal audit, the ingredients are not only like, there is no risk, only not risk in ingredients, there are other areas as well. Second thing, there are hidden dangers exist in processing. And the third thing is auditors must look deeper into industrial practices, and that was the point actually. If we read the halal standards, so in the CIMIC 2, under the competency, and there is subclause G that requires the auditors must understand products, process, and practices. If you read this clause as a pure ISO technical auditor, it has different meanings. But if you apply this clause on halal standards, it has totally different meanings. Because as a halal certification body, our target is to make sure the compliance of halal. So consumer expect from us regarding halal. So it's everything all about halal. So we will discover and we will try to explore this clause in the light of halal perspective, especially. There is another clause in CIMIC 1. It's related to the machinery, utensil, production
The last three.
lines.
Okay.
In the Sharia, there are two parameters for halal and haram. One is al-haramu li'aynihi. Something is haram by self, like wine, non-slaughtered meat, other things. And the second thing is al-haramu li-ghayrihi. Something is halal, but become haram due to external factors. So this clause actually indicate the second part. And usually during the audits, we are auditing this clause, but the soul of that clause, what I found, actually that was something was missed during the what I observed the industrial practices. So I choose few categories of the industry to share with you the critical areas of the processing which needs to take care of during the audit especially. Eggs, it's halal. What is the issue with egg? Yes, the animal must be halal, so then eggs are halal. And every day we are consuming eggs. We don't have any issue. But there are some critical areas. One, feces. The second, blood you can find on the surface of the eggs. What we learn from the industry, they have different type of eggs. For example, A plus, A, B, C, depend on the dirtiness of the eggs. They charge more if they provide you more clean eggs. So if you don't buy clean eggs, it means you need to clean the egg before the breaking and, taking out whatever you want. And the second thing, what we found during the audit, we rejected one plant many times. The issue was, when they receive eggs in the crates, they moved into the water tank. It was manual, not full automated. And every egg, if you can see in the last, if you can see small spots, these are Najasah. So when they clean the eggs and remove the Najasah from that, so the whole water become contaminated. And then they move usually those eggs from one bucket to the another, which is also filled with the pure water. But that water become Mutanajjis again, because you are shifting Mutanajjis, contaminated eggs from one bucket to another. So if you place 2, 3, 4, 5, it will never be clean, because you are transferring actually contaminated water through the surface of the eggs. So that area needs attention of the auditors. And the solution is so simple. When they put it on conveyor, they have to install the showers. So then that shower can clean the surface of the eggs, then it's pure surface, and then you can break. And especially if you can see that area, after breaking the eggs, there is still one critical control point, that in the yolk you will find the red dot, which is blood. And blood is haram. So I need someone standing and looking after to remove even after so many controls, we need one manual effort to protect the consumer consuming haram. During the audit of the confectionery industry, what we find that the brushes, it's a big risk, and you will never find those brushes in the open space. Usually what we found, it was under the last stage of the plant, from where candies were coming out. So they were using for the polishing or different process. So that area, and I'll show you another use of those brushes, which means during the audit, the auditor must ask for the whole plant diagram, so we can easily identify the critical areas. Yes, this is also the case study. Usually in the beverages industry, the sugar use is more. So they are using hopper for storing the sugar. And what we found that the plant was shut down just few hours before we visited, because that was a quite big plant. So different products we audited. When we reached there, we smell the alcohol, and it was quite amazing. Strange thing for us, especially in Pakistan, it is not possible. So what we found that the CIP, the cleaning process was not conducted as per the standard. So there was sugar left behind, and it has moisture. So the fermentation has started. And whenever you start next batch, and you will fill it with the sugar, further sugar, so the previous sugar will go into your lines with the fermentation. So your product could contain the particles or some percentage of alcohol as well. Plastic industry, so simple. Usually we are focusing on the resin or the granules of the plastic, and we find different challenges in it. But rulers made of rubber, that area, because it's in touch with the product as per the CIMIC 1 clause 7. So we need to evaluate those rulers as well, and we are doing that. Yeah, gelatin industry, soft gel, pharma industry. For the pharma industry, yes, there are critical areas, as the gelatin, it itself is most critical ingredient, but beside that, luckily I found some clip. I would like to show you. The lubricant is the challenge. Teflon they are using usually, which is synthetic source, but there is lubricant. So it could be from animal as well. So this area need to be discovered during the audit. If you see, can you check why it's not playing, brother? It's supposed to play. When they melt the gelatin and convert into strips or ribbon, then this ribbon travels through the ruler, and those rulers are lubricated. So what type of lubricant they are using, this area we need to take care of. I don't know why it's not playing, but okay, this is the real picture of the once 2 strips filled with the medicine and become soft gel. You can find here, these are brushes. They are using for the removing of the capsules, soft gel capsules, but it is hidden. It's not open area. So these deep information we need to know before the auditing, and it can contaminate your product according to clause 7. The last one is conveyor belt. Usually we are not focusing on the conveyor belts, but that belt could be made from the doubtful or haram raw materials. During one evaluation, we wrote email to the conveyor belt manufacturer, and this is the screenshot of what he answered us, that they are using bovine source during the making of the conveyor belts. So these details we need to understand. Okay, so what auditors should do? The first thing, mashwara, shawiru bainakum, plan before the audit. We must have someone in our certification body, in our organization, who can brief the audit team before they leaving for the upcoming audits according to industrial nature. 2, 3. And the second thing, try to visit maximum and understand the process of the manufacturing and the process beside, if you compare with just the theory, that would be better if you be involved, even especially if you are in the top management. And this last thing is, during the audit, usually we are focusing on the different records of the audit. Show me that document and this document, but we have to go into deep for the external utensils or machinery parts to be evaluated just to protect the haram contamination. And the last thing is the training of our team is not depend on the only theory, involve them. Bring, like, as a new auditors, they must be trained and spend some time with you and understand the industrial practices through the audits, not only through the just the theories. The last 3 points, these are few examples, and I strongly believe that valuable listeners and you people are more competent, so that will be maybe just sign for you for the think in this way in the future. And I hope whatever I discovered, whatever I shared with you, inshallah, it will be helpful for the listeners, for the industry, and the further detail, inshallah, you will find in my paper. Jazakumullahu khair.
Thank you very much, Brother Mufti.